take some licks in society, but our licks that we take in society continues the gospel. When people are saying to you and say, well, I don't believe in that stuff, and you lose some folk, and then some folk talk bad about you, and some folk do some things against you that they take your weakness for weakness and criticize what you do and talk behind your back and all that stuff. But because you continue to stand fast to who God is, then you're able now to still let your bonds in Christ are manifest in all the places and all others. So you're right, that all that works together when we start thinking about doing the right thing. It's our bonds. And our bonds tie us to Christ. Not to a church, not to a preacher, not to a pastor, not to a cause, but to Christ. So a lot of people tie themselves to a place, an address. And some people tie themselves to a cause. Yeah, we're going to feed the corner. But if you're not tied to Christ, then you're not doing what Paul says here. So that's the bond to Christ. Anything else in 13? Because I really want to get to 14. I think Sister Ray said is almost the entire verse of 14 that actually talks to us. Anything else in 13? Anything stands off the page on 13 collectively?
I don't have anything else on that particular verse, but I just thought about something that happened the day of the anniversary here in the building. I never saw it. I don't think anybody else saw it either because they never heard it. But one of the ministers got offended by something that was said. Apparently, I said something that to rectify it, didn't even realize it. Then I heard last week that he was praising me about how I handled it. And I was like, okay, I didn't even realize that something had happened. Definitely didn't realize that I was responding to what happened. But I think I can call his name. Reverend Bradley came to me and he was telling me about how he was pleased with the way that I handled it. I thought, okay, Reverend Bradley, you got to catch me up because I really don't know what you're talking about. But you know, once you get filled and you believe, you begin to do things different. You don't get offended at things that may possibly would have offended you before. So your reaction is completely different. And sometimes, it gets to the point where you're not even aware of it anymore. You're just doing it, and then, because people are watching, people are listening all the time.
All the time.
So we are effective people, whether we realize it or not. So we have to be at a certain level. If we're going to call ourselves the pages of the Bible, we have to maintain at a certain level.
All the time.
So all the time, so that effect that we're given is a positive effect.
And that's the key, that if we want to reach the palace in other places, we can't be offended. We can't even if it's offensive, we can't get offended.
Right.
And that's, again, what happens is that it hurts us, but we don't let it affect us. Bonds. Like I said, there's a cost. There's a price to it, and we move on. But guess what? Somebody sees that. Somebody sees it. Growing up and watching my grandma pray all the time, going through circumstances, I saw it, and it affected me because I saw how she responded to things. Where a hot-headed kid, even at the age of 9, 10, I wanted, let's go whoop somebody. Little thing in the house, skinny as I don't know what, about this big. If the wind blows too big, if I show you a picture of this little, I'm about this big. So I go whoop somebody. Brave the wind, trying to go whoop somebody. But to reach those places, we have to have that manifest in us. And Sister Ray says, she took a look at the whole verse of 14. It's amazing what this verse says. If you look at it, it comes off as, and you digest this, that, what you think? I'm not even gonna let you guys look at that and see. What y'all see in that verse? What comes off the page to you?
I think it's almost like what you said earlier, when a person wouldn't die for something. And so in here when it says, because of my imprisonment, most of the believers here have gained confidence. It's like they see what he's going through. They see that he's gonna be, crucified, killed, and he's still strong in his belief. He makes someone else stronger in their belief as well.
Exactly. When people see us not as perfect people, but actually moving in the direction that we be going, there's a person who visited our church, who's part of this church, who I know for a fact wouldn't go to church because of church people. But they came here. I told them, just come and look. Just come and look. And that person, got excited to other people come to church here. And so when we don't walk around as if we're afraid to be who we are, and that's the confident part is that in all our frailties, we are still Christians. We are still who we are. We're comfortable in our skin that we can speak out and be this, and know that we still can stumble and fall. Can you imagine as they started to see Paul preaching, you already know he's going to be beheaded. At this time, it was a fact that he would be dead. It wasn't Paul had been in jail before. This time, this is done. Your date is signed. We just waiting for some special holidays. And once we get past all these Jews, because we don't want to do no uprising, but this is going to happen. He going to die. And it's going to be a chopping block. And we got some other Gentiles. We're going to be chopping heads so everybody know that everything's right. At this time, they were chopping heads like crazy. And so you can hear it. He can hear it, what's coming up for him. And so he's still preaching the word. So that gives me even more confidence to do that. And so you're right, that when you see that in many of the brothers of the Lord waxing confident of my bonds. How many people are confident because they can see who you are?
That reminds me of when I first met my wife. She was one of those people that when you go to church, we call some church people. And we fought back and forth about it. And finally I decided, what, this is about it. I'm not going to win. So I just made a statement to her. I said, you know what? On Sunday morning, you know where I am. You know where I'm going. Whenever you get ready to go, you and that's it. And just get in the car. I'll understand. It wasn't long after that, she started going. And then I think about her, where she is today. She works at a church full time. She's the head of all the ministries in the church. She's juggling a dual membership.
What did your husband do that? Juggling. It's on video. We actually recorded tonight, so you can play it back for us so you can hear that.
Juggling a dual membership, and then I don't know if you have noticed, but I have noticed in 2017 she hasn't missed many services here.
I wasn't going to say anything because I don't want her thinking I'm taking notes.
I know. I don't say anything about it either. I just look and smile. But, she's even growing more now. So when you say how many people are affected or who have you affected by your commitment to your bonds, I just have to be pleased with what God has done with her, especially knowing where she came from. The attitude that she came out of. And now she's at the church 6 days a week. How does that
Some weeks 7 days a week.
Yeah, and some weeks 7 days a week. Exactly.
And 2 different churches.
Exactly.
And that's where we, throughout this, we have to see Raleigh friendship, and that as we go through our struggles and whatever, folk have to see us also. And they speak much more boldly to speak the word without fear, is that people haven't arrived yet, but it's our goal to help them to arrive. Not to the point where we made it, but to the point where I feel, when I arrive with sense, I feel confident that I can speak about Jesus Christ in front of anybody in the crowd. I can say I'm a Christian. There's still some folk that are, I go to church, but I don't know if I'm ready to share this with everybody because I'm not sure what the response is on the other side. And that's what Paul, these folk wasn't ready to go be all out. But now, because we are speaking the way we are speaking, and that's why this church and founded this church and believe that We save folk by our commonalities, not by our superiority. We don't save people. Say, look at me, I'm so great. You say people are the same. When we walk out the door, we're subject to fall as soon as we get to the parking lot. We come to church so that we can overcome those things that we go through. And that's the confidence. When they saw that, they start to speak about it. Now, everybody ain't always on the same, everybody ain't always going to the same direction. And that's what Paul says here in the next verse. The first verse speaks to us and says that we should be able to give people confidence. Even when we're not confident. When people sing, it should encourage other people to sing. When people greet, it should encourage other people to greet. I tell everybody, the hardest thing that I had to learn in these last 15 years is not scripture. It's praying in front of people. I still get butterflies praying in front of my wife. And I know when we pray together, I know she's thinking, just praying. Because prayer is such a personal thing. It's personal. We can't pray like up here like we pray out. Because if I start praying to y'all like I pray when I'm on my knees or on my face or whatever I'm doing, if I pray like that, y'all thinking, my God, that's our pastor. He got that many problems. He going through that much stuff. He know that many bad people. He knows that people do all that stuff. You're like, okay, so there's a transition where you try to be personal in front of people, but still be effective in people. That's because when you start praying, Lord, help me overcome this, Lord, it becomes individual, and you got to do collective. And so when you hear people up here, it ain't easy praying in front of folks, and especially if you pray hard with a lot of stuff. Coming from, I can't say that. Okay, I'm just gonna pray about everybody do this and everybody do this, and you start to hard lines. And so that's the confidence we give each other is that, hey, it's a difficult thing. Getting in front of people. How many of y'all like getting in front of people? I don't like getting in front of people. Y'all saw me raise my hand, right? That's a difficult thing but it goes by when we see other people, we gain confidence. And when y'all hear me up there stuttering, not saying correct words, that hurt my feelings. I know I ain't saying the right word, I stutter, I didn't do it. Josh hears all the time. Josh hears all the time. And he did fine. No, I missed this word, I didn't complete that sentences. I had too many adjectives on there. I had like 8 run on. I had never paused, just kept talking all through stuff. It's like, you lacks confidence. But here is a clause that I, even of envy and strife. There's some folk that was jealous of Paul and only preached because he went around. Oh, now he gone. I can do my. People will wait for you to do whatever. You like, well, I'm taking over. I'm doing all these things here. And so he says this. He says that some did preach Christ even of envy and strife, and some also goodwill. He separated. There's some folk out here just doing it to show themselves up, to show that I'm somebody. Preachers preaching now. People say I'm called to be a preacher. I want to be a preacher. And these are older men. I told when I was little, and my dad tells me all the time. My dad says I was about 4 or 5. He says, "I'm gonna preach," and he kept saying, "You gonna teach?" And I don't remember having this conversation. He said, "Yeah, he's about 4 or 5." He said, "You gonna preach?" I'm gonna preach. He said, "No, you're gonna teach. You're gonna teach." And he says that after a while, I just stopped saying it. And then so when I accepted my calling some years ago, he said, "You always said you." I said, I have no idea what that conversation was. I don't know what it was. I don't know who it was. I don't know what it was. And so I think there's a way that God does it. But what I see today is that people see it as an opportunity, as a job, and not a calling. And so some people say, "Oh, I want to be like those preachers in L.A." That's what he means here. They were just doing it because, well, Paul not around, and Paul had all the folks follow him. Well, I'm gonna do it now because. And he says they preach out of envy, out of jealousy. And they're doing it out of jealousy because they saw someone else do it. And so he said, but there are some who are also goodwill. There's some people who. Let me try to help somebody out here. He still is saying these people are not called, they're doing out of goodwill. There might be a church in South Louisiana that don't have a preacher, pastor. So somebody comes along who just out of goodwill, I'll teach class, I'll teach this, I'll teach this, I'll fill in the gap, I'll do these things. So they're not doing it because they're called, they're doing it out of goodwill. So he called out two people. So the transition here is these who have stepped up because they have confidence now because they see what I've done. But then there are some that do it out of envy, and there are some that's not called but out of goodwill. They do it. And so even it's a good way to say something bad is not happening, or something bad is happening. He said these people are not called but out of goodwill. I'm gonna do this. You know, when people do something out of goodwill, there's always something behind it. It's just not out of, I'm not doing it because it's out of my heart. I'm doing this for you. It's because goodwill. I'm trying to get goodwill. I'm trying to get a benefit back to me. Goodwill always comes with some benefit back to me. And so he says, here are two things that are happening in it. Look at 16. I'll let you guys look at 16. Tell us what you see in 16.